Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good lunch break. And now on to our next session, which is navigating the new road of lead generation with Deborah Korn, nothing less than the Intergalactic ambassador to the Printerverse, as you can tell from her background there. Today's session is about remote working, slashed marketing budgets, a global pandemic, and social unrest have created some unique challenges, haven't they, just, for new business development. Deborah, Intergalactic ambassador to the Printerverse at Print Media Center, is about to talk to us about a strategy to help print customers navigate their way to your door. Deborah, over to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I am really honored to be, I think, just one of two Americans who was invited to present at this conference. The reason I'm looking to the side is because I have the platform up. So if you have questions or comments, as I'm going along, I encourage you to please put them in there and let's have a conversation. So as Charles mentioned, my name is Deborah Korn. I am the self-proclaimed Intergalactic ambassador to the Printerverse. I was a print buyer in advertising agencies for over 25 years. I started a LinkedIn group called Print Production Professionals. It is now the #1 print group in the world with over 114,000 members. That afforded me an opportunity to work and found Print Media Center, which is a website that provides print inspiration and resources for print and marketing professionals. Through Print Media Center, I have created a bunch of community initiatives. Project Peacock is currently going on as a platform instead of live events, but I have met with over 3,000 print buyers, designers, and students and marketers from brands and agencies and the goal of Project Peacock is to teach them about the new opportunities there are with print, digital printing especially. Girls Who Print is another initiative that I am proud to be part of. I'm girl #1. There are over 8,000 global members. It's a woman-only organization. Print Chat is a weekly print chat I've been hosting since 2011, I think, or 12. We have put more than 2 billion with a B impressions for print out into the social sphere. Podcasts from the Printerverse have over 115,000 downloads in 136 countries. There's a bunch of series listed under Podcasts from the Printerverse, which you can find anywhere you listen to your podcasts. International Print Day, I found it a holiday for us. It actually takes place soon, October 20th. To date, there's been 1.3 million impressions for print. The goal of International Print Day is to share your love for print and help print trend the planet through social media for 24 hours. Elevate Print is an initiative. It's workforce development. It's about raising the industry, and it's about diversity and inclusion. And in 2022, I have a new initiative coming called Print Life, which is really going to focus on rebranding the industry as something that used to be stop the presses, to everybody understanding that print is an amazing technology. There's amazing jobs and careers and opportunities. And if you want to work at Apple, you should want to work in the printing industry. So the new normal. This is when the pandemic first started, we were all moving towards some semblance of creating a new normal for ourselves. And then once we had our processes in place and maybe our businesses were back over and we weren't in lockdown, we started focusing on creating this next normal situation. I've never quite understood this, because why would you want to recreate something that was normal instead of taking the opportunity to rebrand and create something completely new? And that is actually where we are right now. It is not about the next normal. It's not about the new normal. It is about the new now. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've planned many things that I can't do anymore, or I have made last minute decisions, because we are all really living in the now. And that is also the way that print customers are living, in the now. The new now means the right help at the right time. It might come from a search on the internet. It might come from a referral. It might come from, oh, I remember that person helped me once with this project and I have something similar coming up right now. The new now is about serving a specific need at a specific moment in time for a print customer who might just be at that moment need to make sure that they can get the paper that they want, or they need it shipped a certain place at a certain time, which prior to 2020 was not a challenge. But in 2021, I mean, whether it's the delivery services or the here in America with the United States Post Office, we're still having our issues. That those specific needs are varied, and you don't know what somebody needs at you at that very moment. These are also tied into sustainability of your business, understanding that this is now the new business model. Somebody needs something from me right now. They have a specific need. Can I serve it? The new now is all about meeting customer communication preferences the way they want to communicate, whether that's through a direct message on social media or a WhatsApp, or as Matthew Parker is telling me that buyers are communicating on Signal. It does not matter what it is. It can't be just the way that you want to communicate anymore. In this new now, it's really about the first person that answers me, the first person that I can get in touch with. I'm sure you have, if you've ever had a problem in the airport, do you go to the customer service agent, or do you go to social media and jump on there? And I'll tell you, that's how I get results when I have issues. The new now is about meeting customers' purchase preference, whether that's Venmo, PayPal, credit card, purchase order. It does not matter. The new now is all about having every possible opportunity to do business with people who are finding you in some manner, which we'll get to. The new now is about customer relation preferences. Now, this is a little difficult for printers to grasp sometimes, and it's a little difficult for me to grasp too, because I really feel that ultimately I'm in the relationship business, and to me, a sale is when a need and a relationship meet. But now customer relationship preferences have really shifted, and at least in the United States, they are definitely not back to anything that somebody can count on. So there was a time when printers knew where their customers were. That's not the case right now. I know from working and speaking with the advertising agencies that they don't even know where half of their employees are because they're working remote. They're not very interested in it at the moment. But if you don't have those email addresses or physical addresses or anything like that, you probably are ending up with a lot of unread emails. And, if you send a newsletter out, you're seeing a difference in your open rates or who's opening it. I've been seeing I get a lot of bounce backs now that tell me that people are no longer working places. So it's really about being open, being accessible in the ways that anybody might be able to come and find you. Robert, I'll get to your question in a second. The new now is about customer collaboration preferences. And this is probably one of the most important points I want to make now. Collaboration preferences mean that printers are idea generators. Printers are idea generators. If you want to generate business for your business, come up with the package, come up with the plan, come up with the idea, come up with the retail recovery program for your neighborhood, come up with a way to help all the restaurants get more orders. And that also entails not just going to someone and saying, we can help you through this amazing communication channel called print, get more customers. All you have to do is create the files, write the copy, make sure the art is okay, and send us everything and sign on the dotted line and give us a check. That is not the new now anymore. The new now is, and honestly, it's to your benefit for you to do all of that. Just have a customer go to a portal or send you an email and just say, these are the specials this week. This is the sale this week. These are our new business hours. Whatever it might be, in the new now, the printer has an opportunity to be the idea generator and develop new business in that way. The new now is about meeting customers' environmental and social preferences. Now, we know that certainly during 2020, there was a lot of one and done going on. There were plastic bags all over the place. People didn't want things in their house. I mean, it was basically it was a delivery vehicle for something, and then it got thrown in the garbage. But towards the end of last year, that changed, that people realized that this was not a sustainable way to function, and environmental concerns really moved to the forefront. And not just we offer recycled paper, but what else is your business doing to make it better for the environment? Have you cut some of your trucks? Have you switched, inks? Or I don't want to, make up things, but I think you understand what I mean. The point is that it's not just about the paper and the substrates anymore. It's a movement. And it's actually something that in the new now, a print shop can market on. We use this much carbon per year, and we offset it every year by planting trees in the forest that become paper, and it all comes back again. So in the new now, this is really important, and it can be used as a marketing tool and a new business generator, but it has to be authentic, and it has to be beyond recommending a recycled substrate. The other big issue in the new now is in regard to social preferences, meaning where does your company stand on certain things? And those things that your company can stand on are a personal preference, obviously, but that is not how the brands and the agencies are thinking about this. And since we're talking about new business generation and we are talking about sustainability, in order to be sustainable, we need new customers. And in the new now, these new customers, especially the millennials and the Gen Zers coming up, social preferences, social stance, causes, how businesses give back is a purchasing factor. Now, I'm going to show you some slides that are just meant to be, prompts. I'm not going to read them or anything. If you want to take screenshots, enjoy. So in 2020, their first, when this, and most of these are from the United States, when the social unrest started, the brands were very quick to come out and make a statement about the inequity and the violence going on in the United States against people of color. And starting towards the end of last year and even through this year, corporations started getting involved as well. We just recently, we're reading about the soccer players. It says UK soccer players, but you call them football, so that's kind of funny. It must be an American site. It is Adweek. This is out in the world. This is part of the new now. We cannot ignore that Procter & Gamble and Sephora are taking a public stand, making statements about this. And that is because they need to make sure that their vendor chain is aligned with their values. And it's really important because they don't want to be called out on any of this. If they're talking the talk, they're walking the walk, and they are aligning their suppliers that way as well. It's not just the corporations that are taking a stand on all of this. This is the Chief Marketing Officer section of Ad Age magazine. It's actually a website as well. This is updated every couple of months, and it regularly tracks brands' responses to what's going on with social injustice. And we can see that there are significant companies here that are doing something. And again, the reason why this is important, the reason why this is part of a sustainability conversation, is because this is where the money is. How much money does Starbucks spend on advertising and marketing? They will not even entertain working with anybody who is not aligned with what they are putting out in the world, whether it's saving puppies or taking a stance on anything that they believe is unfair and unjust out in the world. Buyers are watching as well. They are choosing products. Consumers are choosing products that way. And, as I said, the advertising agencies and the brands are getting told that, we need to find new suppliers. We need to find people who also, find minority-owned suppliers and as well to level the playing field. And the agencies are fully in on this. In order to meet the needs of the brands and work with the brands, the agencies have to be aligned with those values as well. And they have started diversity programs. There's lists that they have of minority-owned vendors for the agencies to choose from. They do not want to play around with this anymore. So it's really important that if you want to be part of this system, if you want to be sustainable as far as being able to put an RFP in front of a brand or an agency, you must align with whatever it is that they believe in at this point in time, in the new now. It matters. It's being watched, and they don't want to get called out for being inauthentic. The consumers will revolt against that. So the big question is, are you in? Everybody else is in on this system now. And in order to be sustainable, in order to get new business, the new now in this framework starts now. So let's talk about actually finding new business. So there was a time pre-corona when a print shop would get a lead. It would come in a lovely way, a referral, or somebody would call the print shop or send an email or fill out a contact form. And the print shop would, there was a couple of ways for them to respond. Nice, normal ways that everybody was used to. They had scripts for, they had trained their whole life to send that email or make that phone call, or they knew the perfect way to get a customer to go out to lunch with them. And then Corona hit. And even before Corona hit, it was shifting. What I'm about to talk to you next, but it's really important to know that Corona was now a frying pan to the head, and digital disruption, is something that I'm sure you've heard as much of it as I have, but it also makes it that there is a significant amount of people, potential customers, who are already having a relationship with you. You are just not aware of it because it is happening online. It is happening without you knowing about it. And what I mean by that is this: it's 2021 now, and I'm online and I see a piece of content come by from your company or from you as a person. And that piece of content could be somebody sharing a blog post. It could be a comment in a LinkedIn group. It could be a tweet. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's something I see out in the world and I'm like, yes, I agree with that, or I want to know more about that, or I'm in on that. Who is that person? Let me do a little research on them. And that research is, LinkedIn profile, check out some social media stuff, maybe a quick glance on the website. And then if I see things that I can relate to, or that I want to be a part of, or it's a need or something I want to learn, maybe I'll connect on social now, and I'll keep following more to learn more, to connect more on that level. Still apart, but connected. Then maybe I see something or there's a comment and I'm like, yes, that is exactly what I think. Company, that was amazing. Or can you tell me more? Or where was that done? Or any type of engagement, even a like, a share, a comment. It is all engagement. This is your best moment as a company or a person to get that person to opt in for other things with you, because they've engaged with you. And if you validate that they've engaged with you, if you say, hi, I see you. We've got thousands of followers or hundreds of followers, depending upon your situation, but I see you. And I appreciate that you took the time to put some energy into my sharing. And if you're interested in that share, you might be interested in also in getting our newsletter, or we have a webinar coming up that's talking about this topic that you've shown some interest in. So really, really watch your channels. And the first time someone engages with you, try to engage back with them. It's very important. If that happens, or if there's a steady stream of relevant information, I will do my research 2.0. And in that, I'm going back to your website. I'm doing a deeper dive. I'm asking peers if they've ever worked with you. And it's at this stage now that everything that I've mentioned prior is coming into play. Not only do I want maybe to know about your products and services and how you are to work, the experience of working with you, the type of service you provide, but I also want to know, how did you treat people during the pandemic? How did you help people during the pandemic? What is your social stance? If I do business with you, how are you giving back to the world? How can I feel good about myself working with you? Now, remember, this is the new now. We're talking about brands, agencies. We're talking about millennials. We're talking about Gen Zers. This is their world. If all of this lines up and they are still in and they have a need and a relationship meets, even though they have not made human contact with you, they are still having a relationship with you here. That is when there is a potential opportunity for them to reach out and ask you for some help, ask you to provide an estimate or anything along those lines. But the most important thing to remember here is that this can be a year or more from now. And before you all fall off of your chairs, this is sustainability. This is the long-term investment in bringing new people to your business. It is the long-term investment in having people want to be part of what you're doing, to have them learn from you, for you being thought of as a thought leader, for them understanding that when they have a specific need at a specific time, you're the person that they want to go to. But 98% of this is happening and you have probably never met these people. And it's really important to understand that in the new now, content is your calling card. In the new now, content is your connection when there's no handshake, when there's no events, when there's no way for you to get in front of 3,000 print customers like I can. Content is your connection to tell your story, to tell how you can help customers, but also how you're helping the world or your community. Content is a sales strategy. It is not for somebody's niece who, went to, just graduated university and, they use social media. So, they can, write a blog or send something out. It is not what this is about anymore. In the new now, content is your invisible salesperson. Content is the big net that is being put out there, that is finding people that is attracting people who are specifically interested in learning more about what you can do, as long as it's not, and we can help you do that, but it's more about, why is direct mail a powerful marketing tool? How can digital packaging elevate a startup, or coming up with, sharing information about everything that a startup might need, and really truly educating your customers, bringing them along so that when they are ready to buy, they want to buy from you. That is actually the end of my presentation. I'm 4 minutes early. I'm very proud of myself. I just want to remind everybody that International Print Day is on October 20th. You can go to internationalprintday.org to find out about that. And next year, I am launching an initiative called Print Life. And I will also tell everybody that I am honored that I will be working with Inkish TV, Morton, on this project. It is basically rebranding the industry, showing what life is like in the world of print, and really putting a viable recruitment program out there to really attract the Gen Zers coming out of college. So thank you so much. I'm just going to look, and I see that Robert Godwin asked a question. Hi, Robert, by the way. What channels of marketing do you suggest as most effective for existing customers and prospects? For existing customers, I would say that, honestly, this is going to sound like a canned answer, but the channel that they prefer to communicate on, and I don't think it's wrong to ask them what that channel is. I would say most likely right now it's email. I would avoid people's texting and things like that. I think we're still, unless you're like really good friends with them. But if I got a text from a vendor that was like, hey, what's going on? I would just be like, dude, I've got no time for this right now. But I think emails, newsletters, keeping people informed and letting them really just learn from you. And I think highly targeted communications are super important. So if I, for example, am a law firm and you're sending me an email, or you're sending me a communication, that make it specifically about how you can help that person in that law firm in some manner, just versus let me tell you what we're doing. We're having a barbecue on Friday or a party. I would avoid things like that. As far as prospects, that's a hard one because they're hard to locate at the moment. But I would say, I know this is going to sound crazy, use a piece of print. If you actually have their address, send them something that is completely customized to them. I'm not saying personalized. It doesn't have to say Dear Deborah, but it has to be customized. It has to be something that makes me understand that you understand me, not a spray and pray moment. So I don't think there's any other questions. Charles? Oh, wait. How do you, oh, hi, Amy. How do you think we still show that print is effective when we're having to use digital to get message and print across? I honestly, I don't even understand that concept and why anybody thinks that print and digital is separate anymore. It is part of the same ecosystem of communications. And if a printer, if a customer, let's say it's a restaurant, and the restaurant right now, their immediate need in the new now is getting people to their Facebook page, then that's what a printer needs to do. And you can do that through print. And once you get people to their Facebook page, or once you help get them more people, connected with them on social media, or interacting with them on their website, or anything like that, you can then go and say, print helped you do that. Print helped you communicate digitally with more people. Let's use more print to do that. And let's use more print to get people into your store. Let's use print to let more people know that you've changed locations, or you have new employees, or anything what it might be. I think it all works together right now, but as long as we are living in truly an Amazon world, we cannot separate the two mediums anymore.
I think, Deborah, that's a really good point. I mean, I think one of the themes that's come through today a lot is the issue of trust and authenticity. And I think we build trust by giving great advice to our clients and to our audiences, even if sometimes it might be perceived that that's not in our own short-term interests. I think we can also be very confident about the role of print in the mix. The reality is that what print does well, it does brilliantly. And I think new technology has enabled it to do it even better. Equally, what digital does well, it does brilliantly. And there are some things which lend themselves much more to digital.
1,000%. The theme of International Print Day this year is Print Again, and it is celebrating the renaissance of print in the marketing mix. Everybody's thinking about print again, and also because you'll get such amazing results that you'll want to print again. So it's really everything that you just said. Yeah,
no, I think some really, really useful insights, and I think the way you emphasize the importance of content was really relevant too. We're nearly out of time, but that came across very strongly to me. And I was just thinking about asking you what your favorite social media channel was, but actually I don't think that's the right question, because I think what you've said is, look, it's about the content and it's about relevance.
And it's about, to me, every channel is important because there are different audiences on every channel. And I consider every person out there part of the Printerverse. Everybody matters to me. So I'm a little different in that too. I don't really segment people in that way, but I would say every channel is important because there's somebody to communicate with on every channel, and that's their preference.
Yeah, I see Robert says we have to walk and chew gum at the same time. So yeah. I think we probably should leave it there. Right, Deborah, thank you very much indeed. That was an absolutely brilliant presentation. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Knew it would be good. So that was great. Right, everyone, our next session starts at 2:45, and that's on the future of live events and XR, which I think is experiential reality. Jim Farmery, Development Director of Explore, will be talking. So look forward to seeing you in about 12 minutes' time. Thank you.
Print long and prosper.